Hey friends, this is a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and this is something that anyone who has ever gone to therapy understands completely. This episode explores how self-awareness can feel like emotional whiplash, especially when you start healing. And it's for the women and men, of course, who just started therapy or just started waking up to their own patterns of life and is now asking, why have all of a sudden am I falling apart? Shouldn't I be getting better? This one's for you. I got my comfy drink. Do you? Because let's break this down. I want to say some things. You are not overreacting. You're just finally noticing. Today, we're going to talk about that brutal moment in therapy, or maybe even in life, where things seem to get worse before they're actually getting better. You're crying more, you're noticing more, you're getting emotionally triggered by things that didn't used to hit this hard, and it feels like you're unraveling. But here's the truth. You're actually not breaking down. It may feel like it, but you're actually waking up. When people first come to therapy, they've usually spent years, well, sometimes decades, numbing, distracting, managing, coping. And then therapy pulls all that quiet avoidance into the light for you. And at first, it's overwhelming. It's like that metaphor, if I tell you to count all the yellow cars, you'll start seeing them like everywhere. It's the same with trauma. It's the same with hypervigilance. It's really the same for emotional neglect. Once you have language for it, now you can't unsee it. With clarity comes grief. Grief that you tolerated things for such a long time, and you can't believe that you did that or how you did that. You thought chaos and toxicity was normal. You confused coping with thriving, and you never gave yourself permission to actually feel everything that was going on. And just because the thing you're grieving for wasn't healthy doesn't mean it's not sad. It doesn't mean that it's not sad that you have to let it go. We have to grieve the survival versions of ourselves because they actually got us through all of that bullshit. Because even if they weren't sustainable, they kept us alive. They got us here into therapy to heal, to work on ourselves. And goddamn, does that deserve some respect. Not shame. We should not be shaming our past selves. We should be thanking them. So I always get this famous question for people that are coming into trauma therapy because I tend to have trauma as my caseload because that's what I specialize in. And it's the question of, why is this hitting me now? You finally got a break. You're finally in that stable relationship that you were looking for. You now have this consistent job. You're not unstable. You've got food in the fridge. So why does your nervous system choose now to fall apart? Shouldn't it be thriving? Shouldn't you be enjoying this time that we've been striving for? Let me give you a different thing to think about when you look at this place in your life. I want you to reframe it. Because you're finally safe enough to process it. The trauma didn't disappear. It waited. And now your body is saying, we're finally ready to feel what we couldn't survive before. That's not regression. That's actually progress. That's healing. Because when we are in the middle of trauma, we don't have time to feel. We don't have the permission to process and to go, what the fuck was that? We only get that time when we're actually feeling better. So I want you to instead look at, why is this happening now? Or why is it that I'm really struggling when all these good things are happening in your life? That's a good thing. That means you are getting better. And this is your body's way of catching up with you. But I always get like, but I feel like I'm falling apart. That phrase I hear from clients right before they do some really big shifts in the work we're doing. Because for the first time, you're actually not ignoring the red flags that you used to. For the first time, you're not distracting yourself with chaos. For the first time, you're not blaming everything outside of you. For the first time, you're not blaming everything on you. And for the first time, you're finally in your body, in your mind, and in your truth. And that kind of honesty can feel like emotional whiplash. And it's also where the real change actually begins. So friends, if you're in that messy middle where everything feels like way too much and you're not sure if therapy's actually working, please hear me when I say this. You're not getting worse. You're just finally getting honest. And that's where the healing actually starts. So if you really resonated with this episode, or you have someone in your life that's really struggling and not sure if they want to continue, but you can see them thriving, please send this episode to them so they can hear that they just need to push through this messy middle part. And trust me, it'll be so much more beautiful on the other side. We just got to get through this, and we can get through it together. I want you to thank you for joining me, and thank you for tuning in to Mindful Chatting.